Okay. All right. Boy, that went fast. I didn't get like a warning. Oh, okay. All right. Boy, that went fast. I didn't get like a warning. I usually get a little warning. So, welcome. It is Thursday Spiritual Panel. This is an open panel. And we are talking about the zodiac sign Aries. So this is our 12-week series where we're going to cover all of the zodiac signs. So a zodiac sign a week. So this week is Aries, next week is Taurus. So really super exciting. I'm going to actually share for a minute. I have an unstable network. Yeah, it's been we've had a lot of wind today. So, all right. So welcome. I'm going to do just a quick reminder for this coming week. So Sunday is my next live, and it is an open panel on Witchy Book Club, and we are doing, hang on, let me switch this so you can see the actual book. There we go. We're doing Spiral Dance by Starhawk. We are on Chapter 11, Moon Rituals. So this is going to be really, really exciting. And then that leaves us 2 or 3 more weeks. I'll get the exact date. I have to kind of like look at it on paper, and I didn't. Then we will be doing Bren's book, Nyx. This is an absolutely gorgeous book. You will need to make sure you're following Bren, and then go to his bio and hit his link tree to order this book. And this book will be 2 weeks long. And after that, we're going to do The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis, because it's extremely profound and it will really get some good spiritual discussions going. So we want to make sure we have something fun with that. And I got to switch the mirror. And sorry, my hair is so windblown today. It's super, super windy here today. So, I got to go outside. I can't sit inside all the time. So let some wind blow in my hair, make it a little wild. So welcome again. Tonight is open spiritual panel. So we are talking in my hair, make it a little wild. So welcome again. Tonight is open spiritual panel. So we are talking about things, but not your opinion on others. So we can learn and grow from each other. So, all right. So I think we'll start jumping in. So Aries. Oh, and don't forget to like the live. I love the hearts. That actually bumps us up, and I'd love to be bumped up in the league. And as always, if you give gifts, that actually bumps us up, and I'd love to be bumped up in the league. And as always, if you give gifts, a huge thank you. Always or never. All right, so Aries, the zodiac. So Aries actually is March 21st, and it is in the zodiac. So it's then New Year. So we don't start everything out in January. So the zodiac sign does start with Aries on March 21st. So again, Aries is March 21st. So again, Aries is March 21st to April 19th. And that's when your birth date is. If you're an Aries sign, for your sun sign. This is our first fire sign. The symbol is the ram. So if you saw like the picture for this live, I have like this beautiful little ram up there. So ram. So if you saw like the picture for this live, I have like this beautiful little ram up there. So that is the symbol for Aries. Rams are known for being confident and courageous for Aries. Rams are known for being confident and courageous. If you've ever seen that, my anatomy professor had told us about like goosebump because he kept ramming, and but that's Rams. They're kind of large and in charge. So Aries traits, so these are just like a couple, and we're gonna hopefully dive in as more people join. So Aries are the key traits are adventurous, energetic, ambitious, and fiercely loyal. They can also be impulsive, impatient, and competitive. And I myself am an Aries and competitive. And I myself am an Aries, and yes, I am extremely competitive when I'm playing games. And maybe we shouldn't play games together because too much competitiveness can come from not just Aries, but from a couple other signs. So, all right. So this symbol, again, is the ram. The planet associated with Aries is Mars, and the color associated with Aries is red. It is a cardinal sign, so I'll be like bringing up, we have fixed cardinal, and all of a sudden I'm forgetting the third one. So Mars, the planet Mars, is associated with war, action, and passion. So something really cool. It was a while ago, we went through each of the planets and how they actually coordinate in witchcraft and magic. We went through each of the planets and how they actually coordinate in witchcraft and magic. It's the replays before YouTube does. So that's just kind of a little hint if you want to get one to kind of think about is the ruling planet Mars is actually how we tend to, for better words, argue or have discussions. So, and so that's something to kind of keep myself. We're usually pretty calm, but when our buttons get pushed, it's like just run. So, and I actually take a lot for buttons to get pushed, but when they get pushed, yes, you do need to just run. So, and I actually take a lot for buttons to get pushed, but when they get pushed, yes, you do need to just run. So the element, this is one of our fire signs when we are looking at the zodiac. So there's three fire signs, and Aries is the first fire sign in astrology. Okay, our personality strengths. So Aries are very loyal and very adventurous. So Aries is the one that's like, I'm ready to go skydiving, do not be surprised, or let's bungee jump. Speaking of bungee jumping, yes, in college, me and a girlfriend who happened to also be an Aries, the people we were dating were like, let's go bungee jump. The boys chickened out, who happened to also be an Aries. The people we were dating were like, let's go bungee jump. The boys chickened out, and me and my girlfriend didn't. But yes, Aries are willing to do and try anything. So sometimes come across with an Aries. Sometimes Aries can seem impatient, impulsive. Sometimes come across with an Aries. Sometimes Aries can seem impatient, impulsive, competitive, and sometimes come across a little bit aggressive. It's stuff impulsive, competitive, and sometimes come across a little bit aggressive. It's stuff that every sign has like those little challenges that you do have to work with, and we can actually balance those out, especially when we're looking at our ascension sign, our moon sign, and where our planets are and our houses are. We can actually learn really well how to balance any of the challenges so that we have in our zodiac signs. All right, so when we talk about relationships, and relationships can be your relationships with your So we'll kind of get into that. So Aries are extremely passionate individuals. They often pursue romantic interest, and they do it with like a lot of passion. As a matter of fact, most Aries I know, including myself, love poetry and love poems, whether we read them or write them. And one thing that's really love poems, whether we read them or write them. And one thing that's really, I think can be a good trait is the loyalty aspect in relationships. So even though Aries tend to be extremely independent, fiercely loyal to friends and family and loved ones, fiercely loyal. And I can tell you, yeah, you don't cross an Aries family member or friend. You don't cross an Aries family member or friend because we are loyal. So something to kind of also keep an Aries family member or friend because we are loyal. So something to kind of also keep in mind, and if you know an Aries, they're the one that will always have your back and stand up for you. So don't be surprised at all if you run into up to a new week. And I think it's a really good quality, quite frankly. A lot of my family and friends have said, yeah, you always have our back. So, and you'll probably, you'll know somebody, even if you don't know that they're an Aries, you will know by their loyalty. And they're direct. So Aries tend to be direct, honest, and they don't typically sugarcoat. Which sometimes people need to have sugarcoating, and Aries will tell you exactly how it is. So, so yes, sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge. So to balance that out. All right, so Aries during life and work. So Aries tend to be natural leaders, and they do prefer to be in charge instead of taking orders. Will have their own business and run it themselves, or you're going to find them going into supervisor or management positions, but they don't like to be, they're just a natural leader. Micromanaging for an Aries, yes, it's very, very, it's a no-go. No-go at all. And Aries are go-getters, so they will achieve their goals and they will seek new opportunities. As a matter of fact, when you work with an Aries, or if you are an Aries, you can probably attest to this. You will get everything you're supposed to get done. You usually get it done a little bit early and you're ready to take on the next thing. And that's in personal life, work life, all the way around. That's exactly how it is. And one thing that's really great about Aries is they love challenges. So adventure is in their heart. So there's the saying, just dive in with both feet, or dive in, that's exactly how an Aries is. They will jump into a new experience, they will jump into new challenges, and just love and enjoy every aspect of new challenges and new adventures. Like I said, actually, most of my friends who are Aries, we get along well because it's like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, where other people are a little bit more cautious. So, not that we're like, hey, let's go skydiving every day and without training, or but we are the ones that are going to bungee jump, we're going to skydive, we're going to rock climb. Actually, at one point, I know I had looked to see how many people who had climbed Everest were Aries, and there was actually quite a few, but it's not very common to find that. You have to actually look up the climber and then look up their date of birth, so it wasn't super easy to do. Actually, that was so long ago, maybe somebody else has done it in a form that is available a little easier. But yes, you will see a lot of times people who are very, very adventurous and have very adventurous spirits tend to be an Aries. All right. Just going to kind of. Oh, Aries is also each sign. Some of the signs are masculine and some signs are feminine. This is a masculine sign, and the tarot. Each sign, some of the signs are masculine and some signs are feminine. This is a masculine sign. And the tarot card associated with Aries is the Emperor. So that's also really cool to know. And the tarot card associated with Aries is the Emperor. So that's also going for each card. And we have the Emperor card. So if you did miss that, again, you can catch that on Patreon or YouTube because I do have those replays up. So you can always go if you're like an Aries and you're like, I want to know about my tarot card associated. We do a high overview on that. So that's also pretty fun to look at if you are fascinated with that. I do actually teach. So if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to me. You can either message me or you can actually go to my website. I can't remember what I should have looked, what date the next class that I'm teaching is. So just making sure I got everything from my notes. Yes, and usually I have a couple people on panel. If you want to talk about, I'm trying to do a. Yes, and usually I have a couple people on panel. If you want to talk about, I'm trying to do a deep dive and not like go deeper, or I'm sorry, a high overview, not a deep dive. Deep dive I do for classes. So, well, I did talk about how Aries are adventurous. Let's talk about signs that are compatible with Aries. So there is a really great book, and actually it was the first book I read on astrology. It was called Love Signs by Linda Goodman, and I think it came out in like the 1970s. I mean, when I read it, it had been out for many, many years. But you can see, when we're looking at the zodiac signs, there is certain signs that are like way more compatible than other signs. But keep in mind, if you understand other signs, your sun sign and your moon sign and your ascension sign and your houses and how you work with them, you can actually become, and then you understand like your friends and your partners, you can understand how to communicate with them, how they love. You understand like your friends and your partners, you can understand how to communicate with them, how they love, how they communicate. Oh, you have to believe this, because we each can believe our own thing. So it's kind of the same thing if we know we have like somebody who's an Aries and we know how how the sun sign works. And again, some traits are challenging and some traits are positive. We know how, and again, some traits are challenging and some traits are positive. We know how like an Aries is going to take something, and we can either adjust so that it doesn't cause all the different signs. All right, so some of them that match. So Aquarius, just like Aries, they're very self-assured and adventurous. And Aquarius and Aries, they're fun to hang out together. And I can attest to that. With Taurus, friendship is very crucial for both Taurus and Aries. So they're very compatible together. And Leo and Aries share a lot of similar interests, so they get along really well. I'll just say a lot of similar interests, so they get along really well. I'll just say, like, honestly, I think all the fire signs get along really good. So that's a plus. So kind of keep that in mind. Fire signs do get along pretty well. So I'm going to go through what I think are the top 10 traits, and I'll kind of give a little bit more detail, and then hopefully somebody else will jump on so you don't just have to listen to me all night. All right, so adventurous. So I already kind of touched on it a little bit, but yes, Aries is open to new adventure, whether it's getting a new book and reading a new book or exploring the world around them. So Aries are not dull. They're also ambitious. So again, go-getters, willing to try new opportunities, and will complete goals and dreams. So it doesn't matter how long it takes, they will complete it. As I said earlier, very loyal. Friendships and family for Aries are extremely important. And Aries are fiercely, fiercely loyal to friends and family. So a friend from the past is often a friend for life. And as an Aries myself, I can attest to that. Aries are honest and direct, so they're not going to pretend to be something they are not. They're also going to share their thoughts and feelings, and so don't be surprised. Like an Aries will usually say, that makes me feel like this, or I don't agree and this is why. So don't be surprised. So when Aries' children, they will pick up things quickly, like walking and talking. They're very enthusiastic. I think enthusiastic is the best word, because I've had people who are like, you're a bit hyper. So it is very easy to get hyper when you're a fire sign, because you just get so excited and enthusiastic about something. And sometimes your energy is like, and you'll kind of see it in some of my videos. Sometimes I get like so passionate about a topic that it's like, whoo. Like a lot of times I have to go, ooh, I gotta meditate on this because I'm just too excited about it. So yes, Aries get very, very, very excited about certain things. I remember I'm first grade or second grade. I was so excited. My parents could not get me to sleep. And I remember part of it, and then the memory of my parents saying, we don't know what was up with you, but the whole night I was running, I was jumping on the bed, I was jumping on the couch. I was so excited. And Aries gets very, very enthusiastic. Again, I've heard some people call it hyper. And I do, like when I'm doing rituals and I'm really passionate about the ritual, I'll get very loud or very animated. So that's kind of the fun of being an Aries. Like I said, Aries are born leaders. So micromanaging an Aries is kind of not a good idea. So Aries has confidence. They know what they're doing. Not a good idea. So Aries has confidence. They know what they're doing, and they can do it. They can do it right. They can do it efficiently. As a matter of fact, a lot of times you can learn really efficient ways to work from Aries. You'll see, and they can do it. They can do it right. They can do it efficiently. As a matter of fact, a lot of times you can learn really efficient ways to work from Aries. You'll see Aries tend to be in leadership positions, or if they're not in a leadership position, they tend to be the person everybody goes to learn how to do different things, because they tend to understand and get up with it. And it's a fire sign, right? So with fire comes all this passion and this love and excitement. So negativity is really non-existent. in an Aries life. So if something goes wrong, Aries tries to turn it around. They don't mourn for very long, or you'll see they're going to change everything to a positive thought process. So that's kind of what Aries loves to do. So Aries will really like push, okay, how can we shift this negative to a positive? How can we make Aries will really like push, okay, how can we shift this negative to a positive? How can we make Aries makes lemonade out of lemons. right? Granted, I love lemons, so I love sour lemonade. It's like great. Welcome, welcome. All right. Aries tend to be social. So, and some, all right. Aries tend to be social. So, and sometimes it's hard to stop an Aries from talking. They will talk your ear off, but they love being social. They can so one thing that can be kind of a challenge if you're an Aries is that a lot of times there's not much of a fear of danger. So, so, but they can handle setbacks and uncertainty quite well. Oh, shoot. Okay, I keep freezing. Well, away from the Utah border and the high mountains. It actually has gone into Wyoming, this fire has, and I'm thinking the winds are interfering with my internets because I've had kind of issues with internet today. So hopefully that might be why people keep coming and going. And then finally, like I know I said this a couple times, Aries are energetic. So lots and lots of energy and tend to give off like energy, like run a marathon. Tend to give off like energy, like run a marathon. Pine beetles, and they actually killed off a lot of the pine trees in Utah and Wyoming. And I'm in an area that, well, Wyoming, I'm just going to say this is a fun fact. So, Wyoming, there are more. The pine beetles kind of ate a lot of pine trees, so it killed the pine trees and fires just kind of spreading. So, okay, somebody said I'm fully frozen, and see, I'm showing that my internet's okay, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm showing my internet's working. So, I'll give it a minute, and if not, internet's working. So, I'll give it a minute, and if not, I will like end early tonight. So if anybody can, if I'm moving, if you can see me, tell me so that I know. And I'll give it a minute. So if you can see me and hear me, because I have somebody saying I'm frozen, and right now I have actually full bars for my internet. I know earlier today it wasn't as full, but okay, it is working. Okay, good. All right, yeah. So, so that's kind of all I had. I was hoping Bren would join us here tonight, but it is open panel. So Aries is the first zodiac sign in astrology for our sun signs. A sign in astrology for our sun signs. There we go. Did you want to add anything? I'm good.
I'm
How about
sorry
you?
you were frozen for most of that and I missed it. I'm so sorry.
Hold on. Well, if you have anything you want to add about Aries, we're just talking about Aries tonight.
My sister's an Aries.
So you know how fun
She's a
Aries are.
yeah. Well, my mum's oh no, it's my. Hang on, yeah, I got confused now. It's my mum that's an Aries, not my sister. And yeah, she can be challenging. I love my mum dearly, but she can be challenging. My sister and I say she's a little bit hard work sometimes.
Well, the interesting thing is we can learn a lot about the zodiac, but I also think, and I talk about it a lot, I talk about like generations because we have a lot of things that can influence us. And like when we look at like baby boomers and millennials, that also, the culture can influence just a little bit. So that can also be kind of,
Yes, yeah, that's true because culture does play a huge role in how people respond and things like that. Like the way like mum is nothing like the way she thinks about things and different cultures and things like that is nothing how I would think about those things. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like very set in their ways. Some older people.
Yes, yes, I have noticed that. Um, and then so it does get interesting because sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, this person's over this age. Okay, they're not even going to be open-minded enough to listen." So, like it sounds awful, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's like that's the tendency
it's
for that particular generation.
Well, what is so weird that I find about my mum is she has had lots of spiritual experiences. Like she has had people that have passed that come and sat on the end of her bed and said they're going and off they went, and like she can't hear them. She said, I can't hear what they say. I just see them and I know they've gone. And she's had experience with greys and all these things. But when I tell her about my spiritual experience, she'll just sort of go, hmm. Oh, okay. Like she just doesn't believe me. Like, and she said to my sister once when I told her about lots of different experiences I've had, I went, I'm just going to tell her. I'm just going to tell her. And she said to my sister, she goes, do you think she's on heavy drugs? Oh my gosh. That's what she's like. She's so, it's like, why can't she understand? Because she's had all these experiences herself. But if you tell her you've had them, then it's like,
Yeah, that sounds to me more like a generational versus an Aries. Like
yes,
she's gonna
yeah,
have her
yeah.
trait. But yeah, it's it's it sounds like your mom's probably a baby boomer. So, because I know a lot of baby boomers that kind of have that trait.
Yes, yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah. I was actually watching Pam Gregory the other day and she was talking to Nancy Rebecca on on one of her lives and one of her sorry things on because she has a YouTube and she was talking about the different like events coming up with the astronomical events and things like that. Like on September 11th, there's meant to be many events happening with no subtle endings, I'm told, and big shifts. That will happen right through until a crescendo in January. And then we've got lunar eclipses um, in the last of the year. And then every moon after September is going to be a super full moon. And then all the outer planets will be turning retrograde in September. So that's going to be there's going to be some energies going on then because some will handle it and some will not because everyone's in a different frequency. So in lower frequencies, I think it's going to really kick up some dirt, let's say. And then, yeah, and then like there's going to be a lot of integration of that reflection. A lot of pruning is going to be done. Like a lot of people will be leaving behind what they don't want anymore and moving into what finding their balance, so to speak. I look at it as because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Finding our balance. And
Yes.
yeah, so there's and then yeah, the next few months up till 2026 is just going to be a little bit of a dusty road, let's say. Some people say rocky road. I like to think of it as a little dusty.
It's all a
Yeah,
matter
so
of how, when you're aware of how the planets rotate and you're aware of your zodiac signs, you're aware of your sun sign, you're aware of your moon and your ascension, and then you're like, oh, okay, this planet's going in retrograde. Oh, we've got a lunar eclipse. Oh, we've got a partial, because we do have also a partial solar eclipse coming up in September. September, again, yeah, September is going to be crazy. But we have had a lot of really crazy alignments this year. And what
yes,
I noticed is people who are on a higher vibration, people who are spiritually more aware, are handling all of these very diverse cosmic changes well. And I'm finding people that are at the lower frequencies are really struggling with it, and they're actually just
Yes.
allowing it, like Mercury in retrograde. Like I will see that some people Mercury just completely controls them while it's in retrograde. And some people are completely fine. Like with me, it's like, oh, okay, Mercury's in retrograde. All right. Like I know how to handle it now. I know what I need to do. Same thing with full moons. And full moons, a lot of people don't understand that. Like you have to literally go with the flow of the moon. And when we see like, oh, the moon's going to be in Virgo, or the full moon's going to be like our next full moon. Oh gosh, am I seriously blanking right now? But when we see what the full moon is in the zodiac sign, we know, okay, this full moon energy is going to have more fire with it, or more water with it, or more grounding with it.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like
And if
Pisces
your
full moon.
moon's in that sign, then you know that you're in for it a little bit more than someone who isn't. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You
Yes,
know,
that's it.
so yes,
Excuse me.
actually, yes, because the full moon in September is full moon in Pisces, and it is a solar eclipse.
Or
And I'm
Pisces
like,
with a
oh,
soul. That's
yeah, it's going to be intense. So we have to
that's
be
why there's so
ready.
much high energies coming in with it because it's Pisces. Ah,
Yes, and I find
yeah, I
that
see.
a lot of times with Pisces, a lot of sometimes repressed emotions will come out when you're not expecting it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, my
when we,
youngest is a Pisces, so
yeah, I know quite a few. Myself, my mother was a Pisces. I learned a lot about Pisces from my mother. Yeah, it was like textbook. But yeah, so when we see this stuff coming, we can go, oh, okay, that's like, all right, this energy is going to be so different. Like we have two new moons in Virgo. One of them, the second one, so the new moon coming up is in
yeah,
Virgo. The next new moon after is also in Virgo, but that is our lunar eclipse.
and
Granted,
that's going to be. Mm.
yeah, I mean it's Virgo
Some people are going to get
energy is a little.
stuck because Virgo in the head are going to get stuck, and other people are going to, I think, move forward with it. It's going, like we said before, it's all to do with the frequencies and the energies of the particular person that's in that. Yeah, definitely. And the what is April, the end of April 2026 is also meant to be a big moment where there's meant to be a lot of it's meant to be launch time for a lot of things moving forward and leaving the old behind as well. So there's lots of, like we said, with the outer planets turning retrograde all at once at the end of September. That's huge. And as you said, with the new moons too going in, and the full moon in Pisces and the two new moons in Virgo. Like, when was the last time there was two new moons in Virgo? There's a lot of planetary movements that haven't happened in a very long time, and some of them are not even recorded in history that are happening at the moment. So there's big shifts.
It's huge. I think part of it is also because we are officially in the age of Aquarius. So there was like a lot of debate
I
on
think so
being in
too.
the age of Aquarius. I do believe that it did happen with the Great Conjunction, which is in 2020. Um, but like seeing all of this and seeing all of the shifts with the planets and the planetary alignments that have just been unreal, we're
So
definitely in
many
the age of
cycles have ended. Mm.
yes,
Yeah, so many
yes.
cycles ended and so many new cycles began in many different, like, dialects of different, religious dialects and everything through different history things. Like, it's showing the endings and the new beginnings and things like that. There's like, and in October, like, it's meant to be a lot of karmic endings, a lot of karmic happenings and finding balance and harmony, but also about relationships and um I'm trying to understand my scribble here, by the way, because I'm a terrible scribbler. And um, there's no longer going to be like a oh, what is it? Yeah, the frequencies. Yeah, they're all going to be recalibrating in October. There's going to be a lot of frequency recalibrating, and it's going to bring up a lot of um, issues for people with mental illness and things like that. But that's going to happen anyway with September. Like, it's going to be an ongoing thing, as I said, until a crescendo in January. And then there's still lots more coming after that, but that's just a crescendo of this year sort of thing that will be happening in January. But there's going to be a lot of mental stress on people because the speed it's happening as well. There's so much all coming in at once, and people just can't handle it. And it's going to be, as I said, a dusty road, but there's a lot of high ancient frequencies that are coming in. And there was something they said about, like, there's a sleeping dragon, not to wake the sleeping dragon, but it's about galactic energies and futuristic energies, and that the dragon must be woken. And it's all about purging karmic matters and shedding the old and prepping for the new and letting the light in more. So I found that very fascinating when they said about that.
Yeah, it's a matter of, I know, like I said, it's the age of Aquarius, so our technology is going to grow a lot in our spirituality. And so those that are on the road to grow spiritually, this is going to be just a little test. It's going to help you grow more spiritually. And those that were not ready, it's going to be interesting. Like, I know most of the people in my life, like, I know most of the people in my life, like, friends and family, like, I know where they're at, but like the people that I work with, not like my coworkers, but a lot of people that I have to work with, I notice like they don't do well with energies, and it's like, okay. And their time comes that they want to find out about it. It's like, okay. And their time comes that they want to find out about it. Not ever change anybody or force you.
Yeah, exactly. My son suffers mental illness, and I'm worried how it's. Well, I shouldn't worry about it because then I'll just compound it. I should just focus on it being good and not trying to. Yeah, but I can see how the planets affect him and the different energies, and like he'll go from sort of being calmer to more aggressive and things like that. Like, it definitely, you can just see it move through people.
That's why it's important to understand the zodiacs. When we understand those that are close in our lives, if we understand their sun, their moon, and their ascension, if you're only going to study three, if you understand that, you're going to understand how they think and work things. Because again, we can't force anybody to change or take on the positive qualities of each of your own zodiac, because some people tend, like I've run into people who they embrace the challenges or the negative characteristics of their zodiac, but if you understand it, you know how to work with it and work around it. So it's always good to know. So that's another reason why I wanted to do this series and just go over all the sun signs. So Azriel, welcome. How are you tonight? I hope you can hear me. Oh, he says paused, so he may be paused for a second. Oh, there he is.
I love Azriel.
I'm here.
Drop out.
No, you're fine. I don't know unless you. No, I'm here. Commuting still. From downtown. Now I have to go to the college, so I'm heading to the college. I'm still not done.
Which college? The college.
Yeah.
The college is downtown.
Yeah, the College of DuPage, the one in
from downtown.
Glen Ellen. Yeah,
Yes.
I got to go to the culinary because next week school starts and they need a report, so I have to, I'll make a report for them. But I have to do the inspection first, so that's they asked of me to do it for them, so I'm tired, but I'm doing good. How about yourself? And thank you for sharing all that. Soul Star, Spirit Star. That's so much information, and like you said, when in history there's no records showing those two key points in September that are coming up here. So we're witnessing something that might have happened in the past, and we know it definitely had, but you know what? There's no records of it, and we are the first witnesses to receive and watch what's going to happen in September. That's awesome So much stuff, and I'm out of it. I'm really drained out. By the way,
Yeah, well, we've had a lot of retrogrades even this month. So, and
part of it. Yesterday, well, this morning, when I woke up this morning is the first time I ever woke up disorientated. I was so deep into a sleep that I just didn't want to get out of it. I just felt so comfortable, body ached, like you said, with all these retrogrades that haven't been happening lately, we're taking a toll. I never felt my body in so much pain, but it's not a pain that I created. It's just unwarranted pain. I don't know where it's coming from. Even my arms feel like I got Charlie horses on my arms.
ooh, that's not fun. Charlie horses are not fun at all.
But
Yes.
it's all these retrogrades like Rowan mentioned. It's just weird.
Yep. Yeah, and the cosmos, there's just so much going on in the cosmos, and it's so important for us to kind of understand them and see how we react. I know as you start to understand them, like, well, I know as you kind of talked about this too. It is very interesting because I'll sit there like my daytime job, and it'll be like Mercury retrograde. Wow, this is really cool. Like, I need to do like astrological studies on people who can't handle these type of things. So, just because it is really interesting. And the other thing is as we grow spiritually and we increase our frequency and we like go, okay, I'm an Aries. I know my moon sign. I know my ascension. I know my planets. And you learn how to incorporate those. And then we learn all these beautiful skills to balance our chakras and our mind, body, and spirit. And we're like, oh, Mercury in retrograde, no big deal. I know how to do it. When we watch people who aren't ready to grow and evolve, it is really interesting because we know we would have probably actually behaved the same way had we not grown and evolved with the knowledge that we're gaining and learning. At least that's my thought process when I look at it. So, all right. So tonight we talked about Aries. So, all right. So tonight we talked about Aries for those. It is open panel. So, I did already kind of go over all my highlight portions of Aries. So I don't go too in depth, but I did do that. So, Spirit Star, anything else you'd love to add about Aries or the zodiac in general?
Um, no, I think just I'm just going over my notes here because, as I said, I'm a scribbler. I'm a terrible scribbler. And one thing I did want to ask both you and Azriel, my friend Jen and I have started doing lives, and we're starting to do like different spiritual people on Spiritual Talk. And we're setting up a thing where we just do the interviews of different people. And I would love you to, if you could both be interested, think about it. Like, we'll send you the questions and you can approve them and add or take away what you want and things like that. It's just about everyone getting to know each other and understand each other at a deeper, greater level and bring the community tighter together. I think it would be a great thing. And we're starting with Redbeard Apothecary, and we're just organising a date for that, but we'll send it out to everyone once we get it organised. But it's just about bringing everyone sort of together. You know what I mean? What's your
Yeah,
ideas
that's
on that?
beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to. So yeah, just send me the information and we can come up with a
Oh,
time and
thank
everything.
you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Uh,
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Likewise, it'll be an honor, Spirit Star. So yes, you can reach out to me, as
Oh,
well.
thank you so much. Wonderful. We're still working out the kinks at the moment. And yeah, so once it takes off, I'm very excited and looking forward to it. So, and it's a good growing experience for me and for Jen and things as well. This will be we've done 6 lives so far, so, and that's just learning the ropes. Um,
Yeah. It
excuse me.
takes time. I'm still learning the ropes. I've only been going live, I think, since either mid-January or the beginning of February. So
I've been out here very
Oh, you're
long,
great.
and what I've learned is observation. You learn to just watch. Let the lives manifest, and you watch from different aspects and different perspectives. You get to learn the individuals also that are partaking, and each
Yes.
each individual, because each one of us is it's a character. Our avatar is who we are. We're all unique in our own little ways, and what is the best way is by watching individuals in action. You know, you can watch me in action, you can watch Rowan or yourself, and listen. How you answer questions or even present yourself, and that's the best way. You are people watching, yet it's kind of hard when we're not in front of each other, but you know what, this is how we learn the energies and who to resonate with, who not to resonate with. There's so many things that we can utilize in discernment, and it goes deep. I myself have been listening to a radio station. It's Coast to Coast. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's based out of Las Vegas. One of the gentlemen was Art Bell and George Norrie. And they talked about everything. From UAPs,
I have heard
UFOs.
of it.
Yes. So I've been listening to that since 1992, religiously. you know. So I've never met the individual, but you know what? Listening to him and his guests, and they discuss everything that they discuss. I get to learn him and I can understand it. And that's the thing about it. Each of us is unique in our own aspects. And I'm eager. And like I said, it'll be an honor to be part of your host. One of the guests, the guest.
yes.
It will be an honour to have you both, actually, and I'm really thrilled that you both said yes, so that's really good. I'm very excited about that. And Art Bell, isn't he the guy that had the time traveller that come on his radio show and was
Yes.
saying, yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. I've listened to that a
Uh,
few times.
Titor.
Oh,
Yeah, and yeah, and he said how he was from the future, and he was coming back to warn humanity and things like that.
That's Titor. Yes. Titor. Yes. Yes. The time
Yeah,
travel. Yes.
yeah,
So
it
he
was
he
quite
has
fascinating.
so many guests. He has so many guests, and he's been he's been doing this since longer than I've been listening to 92. But yes, most of what we do here on this TikTok community, that show has been done. They have done all what we're discussing. It's just in a
Yeah.
different aspect, and you have to think about it. They're more mainstream, so they couldn't say what we say here and open up individuals' minds like we are able to do here.
But
We're
also
yeah.
religion controlled a lot of people back then, and they had to be very careful what they said. Look at The Life of Brian when that came out, that movie, how they were the actors and that were just demonized, like for doing that movie, because a lot of religion still controlled a lot of how things went. It still does, but like it, you know what I mean? Like back then, every person was judged very individually for how their Christian ways. You know what I mean?
that movie. I
I
don't.
love it
I
too.
really like it too.
Brian, hey Brian. Yes.
Yeah, but they were absolutely they had their they were threatened with unaliving, like the actors. It turned into an absolute nightmare for them all. Absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
It was
I might
quite
be
a
obsessed
horrendous
with the
thing.
life of
I
Brian
wasn't aware of
again.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's heaps of old interviews about it where they did an interview with them and they thought it was all going to be funny and this and that, and they brought in a bishop into the TV studio and just condemned them. It was so horrible. And then all these religious groups hopped on top of it and just attacked their family, their friends, them. It was it was very intense for them all.
Yeah, well, I remember well, I wasn't alive, but when the Beatles, like, I think it was John Lennon had said, they were loved more than God or Jesus, and they like, here they were like the most popular band in the world, and that like completely devastated them. Like they lost a lot of
Mm-hmm.
fans. Um,
Yes, yeah. We've lost you. You're back. Yep.
yeah, my brother was calling, so I'm gotta just I'm gonna, can I mute myself? Let's see if I can figure that out because I'll have my husband.
No, wait, I think Brendan's saying he had a phone get up here on the panel.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, I hope Bren's okay.
Oh, can you guys hear me now? I think I
Yes, I
figured
can
it
hear
out.
you.
I don't. Oh, good. I know. I just told my husband text my brother. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
Bren.
is very interesting. Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah. So, friend, we're all thinking about you. We miss you tonight, but I understand when things happen. I'll reach out to you privately. So, if you're still there.
Yeah, much
So,
love. Hope everything's okay. Hope everything works out well.
yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yes, because actually we do have a new moon coming up. Our new moon is actually this Saturday.
Ah,
Yes.
is that the first one? New moon in Virgo.
Yes.
The first
So
new moon
yes,
in
yes.
Virgo. Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Well, with the like when I was saying before about in October when they're not meant to wake the dragon, but we need to wake the dragon because it's about the light coming in and shedding the light on things as well as light bodies becoming, our light bodies filling up more and becoming it's meant to bring in a grade up for our light bodies this October through to January. It's upgrading our light bodies, and that's why so many people will be finding it so difficult. Like I know the energies are coming in and everything, but it's all to do with our light bodies and upgrading that because it has to be upgraded before we can upgrade further. You know what I mean? In our physical bodies and it's so important for people to stay grounded, get out in nature, keep their feet on the ground, get sunshine, because all that will help balance out those energies for them.
Yes, 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 it will. I was thinking that same thing right before you said it. Yeah, make sure you get out and enjoy. And even like I know some people get nervous when it's cold out to go out, but actually the cold is really good for you because it actually helps keep a lot of things um, like anxiety. It decreases anxiety. It can actually heal you more. So, and it actually helps your lungs expand better when you're breathing cold air. So don't even be nervous if it gets cold. So.
Well, they've actually done studies on grounding and they have measured people's frequencies and everything before they have grounded, and then they've grounded them and measured their frequencies while they're grounding and then after grounding. And it totally changes the frequencies in the bodies from being erratic to calm down. They've tested their blood pressure, there are different levels in their bodies of different things, and it's all changed and gone. Like people with high blood pressure, it's reduced their blood pressure, like all sorts of things. Like it is a scientific fact. It actually works. We are connected to the planet. We're just an electrical conduit connected to a giant electrical conduit. You know what I mean? And if we don't balance ourselves back into that, we just attract so much static energies and we become erratic within ourselves.
Yes, we do. We do need to make sure. And like when we can balance our chakras, when we can balance our body, mind, and spirit, and it seems like a lot because, like, we sit here and it's like, okay, and then you need to like look at your zodiac sign, look at your sun, your moon, your ascension, look at your planets, learn to balance them all out. But you do know it, and um, Like, I love where I'm at right now. I get literally all of the elements all day long. Like, I went for a walk, wind's blowing in my hair, sun's beating down on me, so I'm getting my fire, my wind, and yes, I walk in the river, so I'm getting my water and walking.
I love doing
I'm
that.
taking my shoes off and getting muddy feet. So it's, like, it's just really like find your place where you can get your elements, because all of the elements will balance you and your body. Once you start paying attention, because sometimes you just need the fire element, sometimes you just need the water element. And so your body's going to tell you, and when you're like,
I'm
oh,
lighting
I
a
really
fire
could use
pit.
this right now.
I'm lighting a fire pit
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
My son's been busting to do it, and so have I for days. And I'm like, yeah, we're doing it tonight. We're doing it tonight.
I will miss that.
Yeah,
I do have a
I
college
love
that can
fire.
help. I love fire
Pardon?
too.
Yes,
I
yeah.
love
Well, it's
fire too.
coming the end of winter here. It's coming the end of winter here, so it's just perfect. Like it's a sunny day. It's clear skies. Oh, a few clouds about, but it's just it's perfect day for a fire pit. So we've got like it's an above ground fire pit, not in ground, but yeah, it's great. I love it. It'll be really good. Nice energies. Just yeah, love a fire. Just fire does something to me. I love fire, love water. I remember one time, like you were talking about walking through the river years ago. A friend and I went to this spot, and it was summer, so it was really hot. And we walked through this river. It was up to about waist height, a lot of it, and it was crystal clear, absolutely crystal clear, and there was giant big trouts just swimming up and down and around us, and it was just we walked probably a mile along this river, just waist height and knee down to knees and back up again, sort of thing, you know what I mean? And it was just such a beautiful experience. Like I've spent a lot of time in water as a kid because we're forever out camping and fishing and this and that, 'cause that's what Dad did. And but yeah, it was a really serene, beautiful moment, and we just walked and we didn't talk, and we just walked through it, just like feeling the energies and just taking everything in. It was just a beautiful experience. But it's all just about taking, even if, like you said, it's winter and people can't take their shoes off and put their feet on the ground, lean against a tree, just give tree a hug. Give tree a hug. Put your third eye on a tree and ask it if it has anything to tell you, or just tell it you love it, and it will feed you back energies and it will help you a lot.
Well, even just that little walk in nature is so helpful. So we're gonna wrap up
Yeah.
tonight. So all right, Spirit Star, any last things you'd like to say and any goodbyes? And please feel free to like tell us when your next live is.
Well, we don't know yet. I'm waiting for Jen to, because she's just got back from a little holiday with her girls. So we're just waiting for that to be sorted out. And then we will get it organised, and we'll put up a ad thing or whatever, to say when the live is and who's in the live. And I'm going to work on the graphics of that tonight because Azriel and T have inspired me. So we'll see how we go with that. I mean, it'd be nothing to their degree, of course, but it's just, yeah, so something that's a bit. Anyway, so we're going to have Red Beard first and see how that goes and move on from there. So it's going to be very exciting, and I'm very, very thrilled that you're both coming, and I will let you all know when we get more organised with it. So thank you so much for having me up today. Sorry if I've rambled a bit. I'm a bit of a rambler when I get on a live.
Oh, you're
But
totally
thank you so
fine.
much.
Thank you for joining, Spirit Star. All right, Azriel, any last comments, goodbyes? And I know sometimes you've been doing your music live. I don't know if you're set, just going random, or if you're set, and please feel free to share. Unless you're still, well, I see you're still paused. We'll give you a minute to answer. I guess it's just one of those, see, we've got new moon coming up. It's one of those nights. Well, while we wait for Azriel, Sunday we're doing moon rituals from the book Spiral Dance by Starhawk. It is an open panel. So if you've read the book or if you want to share your experiences with moon rituals, please feel free to come. I am live Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. And so we're doing a chapter a week, and then the book following will be Nyx, which is written by Bryn. All right, I think we lost Azriel. Did I lose you, Azriel? We might have.
Yeah, he had to work. He might be at work.
Yeah, he might be working. Well, we love you, Azriel. So thank you so much, Spirit Star and Azriel, for coming out tonight.
Thank you. Have a great day. Or night for you. I get confused with our time zones.
And the sun just barely went down. All right, everybody. As always, merry meet, merry part, bright blessings, and namaste.
Much love. Much love. Thank you.
Love you too.